So this is the first part of our vacation video, and it's new if you've seen any of the previous 2 trips. We thought, you know what, we actually planned this a little bit in advance. We're not like super planners. Now, we used to be big time super planners. Like
he says we politely.
She used to plan everything to the T. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Like every detail, every timeline.
Okay,
it was
that's
good.
Yeah, that's excessive. It wasn't every detail.
Yeah.
But I had everything prepared to make sure that
That's
we
phrasing.
didn't run into any problems.
Especially
now we kind of like roll with the problems.
Yeah, we have a lot of flexibility in our vacations
Yes.
now. But today, it's the middle of June, so we have like 3 months before we go on vacation, which feels like a lot, but if you blink, it'll be time to go.
Yeah.
So our goal today is to kind of decide what areas we want to stay in New Zealand. That's where we're going. So surprise, surprise, New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yep.
The next one is probably budgeting for like things like a visa, because you do need a visa to be there. How much is the rental car going to be if we do that? If we want to camp, which I do think we do want to camp.
Yeah.
And then maybe, because
I
it
wanna
is a
camp.
pretty adventurous place, are there any other adventures we'd like to think about as we get closer? So we won't probably decide those today. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's on the
And
table.
typically what we do whenever we go to like another country nowadays is like just basically try to see what it would be like to live there.
Right.
So we don't do all of the big like tours or like
Hobbit Town, I don't know that we're going to go to that.
no,
you know.
yeah. So like
Sorry,
we don't
Hobbit
typically
fans.
do any of that stuff anywhere, but this is our 10-year wedding anniversary. So we're thinking about throwing in something a little bigger, a little more out of the ordinary, but haven't fully decided yet. So
Yep.
we'll see.
So randomness, this year we always budget our flights. Very budget conscious, so we did get a great deal, but we used miles and points
Yeah,
to
so
redeem those. So we didn't have to pay for
we
the
already
tickets.
paid $0 for the flight. So that's a huge advantage right off the bat. And then I have free rental car days too from my job where I travel a lot. So we may have half of the rental car paid for too
That'll be great.
by the time we travel. So
So anyway, that's what this part is. Maybe we'll film other stuff. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll pick up and we'll be in the airport. I don't know.
yeah, say this. We're headed to a coffee shop right now
To plan.
And we usually have like 1 or 2 dates where we do that before our trip. So we're at home in Kansas City at the moment,
Yep. I don't know how
walking
many.
with Leo.
Yeah, Hugh doesn't get to go to New Zealand with us.
No, unfortunately, but
Oh well. So I can't remember what we actually set off to do last time we did this video in prep for the vacation, but I know what we did today, and we realized we had way too many things we wanted to do in New Zealand to actually have time to do them without driving the whole time.
for the amount of driving.
How many hours did it say we would do if we did it all? Just driving hours.
Almost 20.
Yeah. So we have a few more days. We also would have had to stop at like 5 different places, which is just a little too much movement. So we made the decision to eliminate one thing, unfortunately, which was the glacier.
Oh,
Do you remember what
I
it's
was
called?
like, I feel like we talked about a million. Yeah, Fox Glacier.
So unfortunately, Fox Glacier, we will put you on the itinerary for next time, as will Auckland and the other city that you wanted to
Wellington?
see. Wellington.
Yeah,
Those are
I
all-
don't even know
are
if
all
those
3.
can all be done at the same time
I'm sure we could figure it out
without
next
an
time.
extra long trip. But yeah.
So we did book one place, and that's where we're going to be staying for sure on the anniversary itself. Very excited. And it's weird sometimes. I have to do some convincing.
It's Milford Sound.
Okay with like my planning, because I'm like moving in a different direction than she is at times, or vice versa. I'm, that kind of thing. It's a good thing. Well, you were still trying to figure out the timeline and the map and the hours, and I was ready to go book one thing specifically.
But you didn't even tell me about it before you pulled
Correct.
it up. Like, so let's not act like I was against this.
She definitely wasn't against it, but we did pick it, which is the number one place we both would love to be there. So it just made sense, and we found a really good deal. $400 cheaper. I don't know how
It
that's
was
possible.
more than $400 cheaper.
$400. Insane. So,
Quit saying it. You're wrong.
absolutely wild.
Oh my gosh.
But our next to-do list that we'll add to this video will be actually booking places to stay and possibly deciding if we will camp or not.
Yes.
So we'd like to camp possibly near
Near
Mount Cook or Lake.
Tekapo.
Yes,
I don't know if
one of
I'm
those two
saying that
places.
right, so thanks
We'll
for
see.
making me say it on video.
No problem. There's a record of it forever now. And everyone knows about it. Everyone, all 18 viewers. So thank you all.
Awesome.
Thanks, family. Thanks, friends. All right, we'll see you next time. So I meant to do one more video where we would kind of go over the final logistics and planning. However, I realize now in editing these videos, we've actually gotten back from our vacation, that I didn't get a chance to do this because her work schedule got really, really busy. And I know even for my schedule at work, it was almost as busy as hers. So we didn't get to do all the same planning that we'd like to. However, we did plan everything out. It was a blast. Did everything go to plan? No, and you're gonna get to see that as we edit that. So here's my overall plan for this trip is one, that you get to see a video about once every 2 weeks is my goal, to put out another day or the content essentially that we did is over a day. So you'll get to see the airports we saw, the places we stayed, Airbnbs, all that kind of stuff, some of the food. But I will say there are two things that we did this trip that even at the time of the original videos before this one right here that I'm shooting, Stephanie did not know. Some of them was kind of a surprise. So you'll get to see that along the way, but it was our most adventurous thing we've ever done, and I would argue is the most epic scenery we've ever been a part of on a vacation, and that is a high bar that we're setting there. But I would argue that those are two of the things that you can see in this trip. So if you haven't already, consider hitting the subscribe button. If you're any of our family or friends and you're like, hey, wonder what you did, how was the trip, you can follow along over the next couple of weeks, months actually, because it was the longest trip yet, and then you can just see what it was like in New Zealand with us, and just laugh along the way and have a lot of fun. So anyway, see y'all soon.